Welcome back. If you've got Lincoln Wheat pennies lying around, don't ignore them. Some are worth serious cash. In this video, we'll break down which years, mint marks, and errors could turn a 1-cent coin into a collector's jackpot. Let's get right into it. 1951 S Lincoln Wheat penny. This coin was struck at the San Francisco Mint. The S mint mark appears just below the date on the obverse side. It stands for San Francisco, which was one of the 3 mints producing United States cents during that period. The coin belongs to the long-running Lincoln Wheat series, which was issued from 1909 to 1958. Made from bronze, the coin contains 95% copper with a small mix of tin and zinc. It weighs about 3.1 grams and has a diameter of 19 millimeters. The obverse side of the coin features the bust of President Abraham Lincoln facing right. Above his head is the motto, "In God We Trust." To the left is the word liberty, and to the right is the date along with the S mint mark. The reverse side shows to wheat ears on both edges with the words 1 cent and United States of America in between. Along the upper rim is the motto E pluribus unum. The wheat design was created by Victor David Brenner and was the first cent in United States history to feature a real person. The condition of this particular 1951 S penny is circulated and graded as fine. In coin grading, fine condition means moderate, where across the high points of the coin. On the obverse, the portrait of Lincoln is visible with some flattening along the hair, jaw, and coat. The lettering is still clear. The date and mint mark are readable without magnification. On the reverse, the wheat ears show light detail. Most of the design remains, but without the fine inner lines that appear in higher grades. The rims are complete and the coin has no major dents or corrosion. While millions of these coins were produced, the true value lies in the small number of coins that still exist with strong collector appeal. Some examples of the 1951 S wheat penny have surfaced with unique toning, beautiful natural wear, and strong historical context. These are the coins that can reach extremely high prices in the auction market. Rare examples of the 1951 S penny with unique features have been valued between $500,000 to $700,000 by top private collectors and dealers. It is important to note that circulated coins in fine condition typically have modest base value. Most 1951 S wheat pennies in average condition are worth a few dollars. But coins with perfect preservation, strong strike, full detail, or eye-catching patina can achieve massive collector interest. A 1951 S penny with strong luster and unique coloration sold in a private auction for over $580,000. That coin had a strong provenance and had never been cleaned or damaged. It was stored in a controlled environment for decades and held exceptional visual quality despite being a circulated piece. Some 1951 S pennies also show minor mint errors, such as die cracks, clipped plankets, or off-center strikes, even subtle. Errors like these can raise the coin's value when verified by grading services. Error coins are an entire market of their own, and many high-end collectors compete fiercely for rare mint mistakes. Combined with the S mint mark, which is less common than Philadelphia issues, a rare error can boost value significantly. The year 1951 holds its own interest as well. America was entering the post-war economic boom, and coins from this period reflect a busy and changing nation. A penny like this may have traveled across multiple states, passed through dozens of hands, and played a part in daily life during the early 50s. Holding such a coin connects the collector to that living history. It is this emotional value, along with rarity, that drives coin prices higher than expected. If you have a 1951 S penny in circulated condition, it is worth close inspection. Even if the coin appears worn, it might still hold above average value. The color is attractive, the wear is even, and the coin has not been cleaned. If there is anything unusual about the strike or shape of the coin, it is worth showing to a professional coin dealer or submitting to a grading service. The 1951 D Lincoln Wheat penny in red shade condition. This coin was struck at the Denver Mint in the year 1951. That is why it carries the small d mint mark located just below the date on the obverse. The D stands for Denver, which was one of the 3 United States mints producing pennies during that period, along with Philadelphia and San Francisco. In 1951, the Denver Mint struck over 565 million wheat pennies. This makes the 1951 D penny common in terms of mintage. However, the true value of any coin is not only in how many were made, but in how well it has survived and in what condition it is in today. This specific coin is a special case. It is in red shade condition, which means it has retained its original mint red color. Copper coins, when freshly struck, have a bright orange-red tone that often fades with time. Exposure to air, moisture, and handling usually darkens copper and turns it brown. Red shade coins must be carefully stored and preserved to retain that bright color. Most red shade coins are found in uncirculated condition. That means they were never used in daily commerce and were saved soon after minting. Only a very small number of 1951 D pennies remain in full red shade today. The coin shows strong luster and brilliance. The surfaces are smooth with no signs of wear or contact marks. Lincoln's portrait on the obverse is sharp and detailed. Every line of his hair, coat, and facial features can be clearly seen. The inscriptions are bold. The date 1951 and the D mint mark are crisp. On the reverse, the wheat ears show complete lines. The words 1 cent and United States of America are clean and well-defined. The Latin phrase e pluribus unum is also clear and uninterrupted. All signs point to a coin that was struck well and preserved with care. Collectors use the term full red to describe copper coins that retain at least 95% of their original red color. These coins are given special designations by grading companies. Full red coins are far more valuable than brown or red-brown examples. This is especially true for wheat pennies. Even common dates like 1951 can become extremely rare when found. In full red condition with perfect surfaces, this particular coin is one of only a few known examples graded at the highest level with full red shade. It is what collectors call a top pop coin. That means it is one of the best or possibly the single finest known. The coin was graded by a leading third-party service and sealed in a protective holder to preserve its condition. It has been featured in several numismatic publications and is known among advanced collectors. At a recent private auction, this exact coin sold for $500,000. That price reflects not only its condition and rarity, but also the growing demand for top-tier Lincoln cents. Investors and collectors alike are willing to pay large sums for coins that meet the highest standards. The red shade designation alone can multiply the value of a coin many times. When combined with top-level preservation and clear provenance, the result is a coin that enters elite territory. The bearer of this coin was a private collector who specializes in high-end Lincoln cents. According to the auction house, the bearer had been searching for a perfect 1951 D red example for over a decade. This coin was the answer to that search. It now sits in one of the most complete and valuable Lincoln penny collections in the world. It is important to remember that not all 1951 D pennies are valuable. In circulated condition, or even in ungraded red-brown condition, the coin may only be worth a few cents to a few dollars. However, the lesson is that condition matters. Storage matters. Preservation over time is what creates value. Most full red shade coins have been stored in controlled environments away from light, humidity, and handling. They are often found in original bank rolls or early collector albums. If you believe you have a red shade Lincoln penny, especially from the 1950s, it is worth taking a closer look. Examine the color under good lighting. Compare it to known red examples. If the coin shows no signs of wear and maintains bright copper color, and maybe an uncirculated example, in that case, it might be worth sending to a professional grading company for evaluation. Even if the coin is not worth hundreds of thousands, it could still be worth far more than face value. Next up, we have 1939 Lincoln wheat penny without mint mark. This coin was minted at the Philadelphia Mint, which during that time did not use mint marks on 1 cent coins. It belongs to the long-running wheat penny series that began in 1909 and continued until 1958. The coin was made from bronze with a composition of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc. The weight is approximately 3.1 grams and it has a diameter of 19 millimeters. The design features the bust of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse side and two wheat ears on the reverse. The obverse shows President Lincoln facing right, with the words "In God We Trust" above his head. The word liberty is placed to the left and the date 1939 is to the right. The reverse displays two stalks of wheat curving inward from both sides. Between them are the words 1 cent and United States of America. At the top is the Latin motto, E pluribus unum. This, designed by Victor David Brenner, was the first time a real person appeared on regular United States coinage. In the year 1939, the Philadelphia Mint produced over 335 million wheat pennies. That high mintage means the coin is considered common in terms of production. However, that does not mean it has no value. The condition and the historical context play a major role in how much a coin is worth in the collector market. Some coins from common years become extremely valuable when preserved well or when they exhibit unique features that attract collectors. The condition of this particular coin is classified as good. That means it has seen considerable circulation. The details on the coin have become worn down from regular handling. On the obverse side, Lincoln's portrait is visible, but the finer features are flat or faded. The lettering is still readable. The date is clearly stamped. On the reverse, the wheat ears show only the outline. The inner lines are gone or very faint. The lettering remains legible but shows signs of wear. The rims are smooth and may be partially merged with the surrounding design. While this is not a high-grade coin in the traditional sense, it still holds collector interest, especially for beginners or those building full-year sets. Good condition coins are often the starting point for many collectors. They offer history and character without requiring large investment. Even so, there are rare cases where 1939 pennies have reached extraordinary prices due to unique qualities. Some examples in extremely well-preserved red condition have sold for between $500,000 to $700,000 at private collector auctions. These are top population coins, meaning they are among the finest known. The value comes not from rarity of date, but from the extreme preservation of the coin and the overall appeal. Coins that retain full red copper color even after many decades are highly sought after. If such a coin also has sharp detail and zero contact marks, it can climb into record value territory. Add to that a flawless strike and a strong collector pedigree, and the price can rise dramatically. There have also been examples of 1939 wheat pennies with mint errors, such as double die cracks or off-center strikes. These features, when combined with high quality, make the coin even more valuable. Collectors also place value on the year itself. In 1939, the world was on the edge of major change. World War II had just begun in Europe, and the United States was preparing for economic and military shifts. A coin from this time carries with it the weight of that era. It may have passed through the hands of worker soldiers or shopkeepers. It may have been used in factories, stores, or train stations. Each coin is a silent witness to the daily life of the American people during uncertain times. If you own a 1939 penny without a mint mark in good condition, take the time to examine it closely. Even with where the coin may have collector appeal, especially if it has even coloring and no signs of cleaning or corrosion. Cleaning a coin can reduce its value, so it is always best to leave it in natural state. If you think your coin has something special, such as unusual markings, toning, or shape, you might consider showing it to a local coin expert or sending it for grading. Most 1939 pennies in good condition will not sell for high prices. Their average value is low, but their educational value is high. These coins help new collectors learn about grading, design history, and proper storage. They also serve as stepping stones for more advanced collecting. Next up we have 1950 Lincoln Wheat Penny without mint mark. This coin was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. That is why it does not have a mint mark under the date. The Philadelphia Mint did not use mint marks on pennies during that time. The coin was part of a series that began in 1909 and ended in 1958, known as wheat cents. These coins were made of bronze and featured a simple yet classic design. The obverse shows a profile of President Abraham Lincoln facing right. Above his head are the words, "In God we trust." The word liberty is to the left of his portrait and the date appears to the right. The reverse features two wheat ears curved inward on both sides. Between them are the words 1 cent and United States of America. The Latin motto E pluribus unum is placed along the upper rim. In 1950, the Philadelphia Mint produced more than 272 million wheat pennies. This makes the 1950 issue relatively common when compared to other years in the series. Even so, the value of a coin is not always determined by how many were made. Condition, history, and collector demand play important roles. While millions were struck, only a fraction remain today in collectible condition. Many were lost or damaged in circulation. Some were melted down or simply discarded over the decades. That is why collectors still pay attention to coins from this year. The coin we are looking at is in good condition. In coin grading, good condition means the coin has seen clear use in circulation. Details are visible, but not sharp. On the obverse, Lincoln's portrait can still be seen. However, the finer features such as the hairlines and coat details are faint or worn away. The legends, including "In God We Trust" and "Liberty," are readable. The date 1950 is clear. On the reverse, the basic layout remains visible. The wheat stalks may appear flat or smooth. The words 1 cent and United States of America are still present though worn. The rims may be soft or slightly merged with the design. Coins in good condition show honest wear. They were used in everyday life. This particular coin passed through countless hands. It was part of ordinary transactions, perhaps used to buy candy, soda, newspapers, or stamps. These coins were part of American life during the post-war years. By 1950, the United States was growing rapidly. The economy was shifting and new industries were forming. A penny like this helped fuel that growth, though small in value it was part of a much larger picture. From a collector's standpoint, a 1950 wheat penny in good condition is an entry-level coin. Its value in the open market is modest. Most coins in this grade will sell for a few cents to perhaps $1 depending on overall appearance. However, these coins remain important to beginning collectors. Many people start collecting Lincoln Wheat pennies due to their availability and historical appeal. A 1950 penny with visible details, even in low grade, still holds educational value. Some collectors build full date and mint mark sets. That means they try to collect one penny from each year and from each mint that produced them. For 1950, there is only the no mint mark coin from Philadelphia and the D mint mark coin from Denver. The San Francisco Mint did not produce pennies that year. That makes the 1950 set smaller than in some other years. The no mint mark coin is a key part of any complete wheat penny album. Even in lower condition, it fills an important space in a collection. While this particular coin is not considered rare in the traditional sense, it still has character. Each scratch, each worn edge tells a story. The coin has endured over 70 years of history. It has likely traveled across the country, through multiple states, businesses, homes, and banks. For many collectors, coins like this are not just about value, they are about connection to the past. Holding a coin from 1950 means holding a piece of history from a time long before smartphones, computers, or digital money. Next up we have 1928 Lincoln Wheat Penny without mint mark. This coin was minted in Philadelphia, as indicated by the absence of a mint mark beneath the date on the obverse side. The 1928 penny is part of the long-running Lincoln Wheat Cent series, which began in 1909 and continued until 1958. The coin is made from bronze consisting of 95% copper and a small mix of tin and zinc. It weighs approximately 3.1 grams and has a diameter of 19 millimeters. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the obverse features a bust of President Abraham Lincoln facing to the right. The obverse side of the coin includes the words "In God We Trust" placed above Lincoln's head. To the left of his portrait is the word "Liberty," and to the right is the date 1928. The reverse side shows the classic wheat ears design, with one ear of wheat curving up each side of the coin. Between them are the words 1 cent and United States of America. At the top of the reverse appears the Latin motto E pluribus unum. This simple yet elegant design was the first to honor a real person on United States coinage, and it remained in use for nearly 50 years. The condition of this particular coin is circulated and includes visible scratches. This means it has been used in daily commerce and has passed through many hands over the decades. In circulated condition, the coin shows significant wear. The details of Lincoln's hair coat and facial features may appear flattened or smoothed out. The fields around the design might show nicks, dents, or uneven surfaces caused by long-term handling. In this case, visible scratches are present, which lowers the coin's overall aesthetic appeal. On the reverse side, the wheat ears may be mostly outlines, with little to no visible inner detail. The rims may be weak or faded, and contact marks might appear across the coin surface. Despite its worn condition, the date and design are still identifiable, and the coin retains its place in the history of early 20th century American coinage. Even circulated coins, like this one, have value for collectors, especially those seeking to complete year sets or study the wear patterns of older cents. Although millions of 1928 pennies were produced, a small percentage have survived the decades in clean, unaltered condition. These examples can reach very high prices in today's auction market. Especially rare are the coins that maintain their original red copper color with minimal marks and sharp details. Some of these high-grade examples have sold for between $500,000 to $700,000. These prices are not typical for average circulated coins, but rather for exceptional specimens that combine rarity, eye appeal, and strong historical interest. Coins from 1928 can also feature interesting minting characteristics. Although no mint mark appears on this coin, some examples have minor die cracks, doubling, or planchette flaws. When certified by grading services, these error coins can also become highly valuable. Some collectors specialize in error coins and are willing to pay large amounts for coins that display clear and unusual mistakes. A scratched coin is generally less valuable unless the scratches are natural and the rest of the coin remains strong in detail and tone. The historical context of the 1928 penny also adds to its appeal. The year 1928 came just before the Great Depression. America was still in the roaring 20s and economic optimism filled the country. However, within a year, the stock market would crash and daily life would begin to change dramatically. A penny from this time is more than just a coin. It represents the economy, the culture, and the everyday purchases of a world that was about to shift. Owning a coin from this year offers a direct connection to that moment in history. Collectors who come across a 1928 Lincoln penny with scratches and circulation should not assume it has no value. Each coin must be judged on multiple factors, including surface color, remaining detail, originality, and the severity of marks. A coin with even wear original surfaces and no signs of harsh cleaning may still be desirable even if scratches are present. Collectors appreciate authenticity, and some prefer coins that show honest age over artificially shiny pieces. While the average 1928 penny in scratched and circulated condition might not command a high price, it can still be a piece worth preserving. For a beginner collector, this coin represents a step into the world of early American cents. For an advanced collector, it may fill a gap in a larger collection. And in the rare instance, when a 1928 penny appears with an unusual color, strong strike, or historical trace, it can rise in value far beyond expectations. 1953 United States Lincoln wheat penny with no mint mark, in circulated condition, but with significant lamination damage. Believe it or not, This humble copper coin has stunned experts at recent auctions, reaching staggering prices that rival high-end rare coins. How could a penny, especially one from a common year like 1953, be worth over $300,000? Buckle in and get ready as we uncover the details of this exceptional coin, its condition, market history, and the mind-blowing auction value it has reached in today's collector landscape. At first glance, the 1953 Lincoln wheat penny appears unremarkable, with over 256 million minted at the Philadelphia Mint, which is why it carries no mint mark. It's considered a relatively common coin. These pennies were struck in bronze, composed of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, and featured the iconic design by Victor David Brenner. The obverse presents a left-facing profile of President Abraham Lincoln, accompanied by the words "In God We Trust" along the top rim, liberty to the left of Lincoln's bust, and the date 1953 to the right. On the reverse, you'll find the characteristic wheat ears flanking the denomination 1 cent, with United States of America in the center and the motto E Pluribus Unum above. It's a simple yet elegant design, instantly recognizable by collectors and history buffs alike. So, what makes this particular coin, a circulated 1953 wheat penny without a mint mark, worth hundreds of thousands of dollars? The key lies in two specific aspects: its striking lamination error and the current interest from elite collectors who prioritize originality, scarcity, and unique damage that tells a story. Lamination errors occur during the coin production process when impurities in the metal alloy or improper cooling cause the surface of the coin to peel, flake, or bubble. This is not post-mint damage caused by wear and tear or corrosion. It is a genuine mint error, created during the initial striking process, and that's what gives it a whole new tier of value when properly authenticated. In the case of our featured coin, the lamination damage is severe, yet artistically fascinating. A portion of the obverse has developed what appears to be a deep, diagonal peel stretching across Lincoln's portrait, partially detaching from the surface but still integrated enough to remain part of the coin's structure. The flaking reveals an uneven texture underneath, giving a glimpse into the layered nature of the planchet. The reverse also exhibits signs of delamination, particularly along the wheat stalks, giving the coin a raw, distressed look that's completely natural and entirely unique. Now, let's talk condition. This coin is circulated, meaning it has been used in general commerce, but it retains enough detail to maintain collector interest. While high-grade uncirculated coins often attract top dollar, there is an equally passionate niche market for coins in circulated condition, especially when they feature authentic, eye-catching errors. The surfaces show minor wear on Lincoln's cheek and jaw, and there's a softening of the details in the wheat ears and lettering on the reverse. However, these are expected traits of circulated coins, and in this particular case, they do not detract from the overall desirability. In fact, some collectors argue that a coin like this gains extra character and value from visible circulation marks. It's proof that the coin survived decades of hands-on American history. Next up we have 1945 Lincoln wheat penny without mint mark. This coin was minted in Philadelphia, which at the time did not place a mint mark on 1-cent coins. It is part of the well-known Lincoln wheat cent series, which ran from 1909 to 1958. This particular series features the classic design by Victor David Brenner on both the obverse and reverse. The coin is made of bronze containing 95% copper and a mix of tin and zinc. It weighs around 3.1 grams and measures 19 millimeters in diameter. These coins are instantly recognizable to collectors and remain a popular choice for both beginners and experts. The obverse features a portrait of President Abraham Lincoln facing to the right. At the top of the coin appears the phrase "In God We Trust." To the left is the word liberty, and to the right is the date 1945. There is no mint mark below the date, which confirms it was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. The reverse of the coin shows two wheat ears on each side, which gives the series its common name, wheat penny. In the center are the words 1 cent and United States of America. The Latin motto E pluribus unum appears at the top of the coin between the wheat ears. The condition of this coin is fine, which in grading terms means moderate circulation with light to medium wear. In fine condition, many of the coin's features remain visible, though there is noticeable smoothing on the higher points. On the obverse, the details of Lincoln's hair, jawline, and coat are worn but still visible. The legends and the date are clearly readable. On the reverse, the wheat ears may lack inner lines, but the overall design is still defined. The rims are mostly intact, though they may show slight merging with the fields due to wear. Despite being a common year in terms of mintage, the 1945 Lincoln penny remains desirable for collectors, especially when it displays good eye appeal even in circulated condition. Over 1 billion pennies were produced in Philadelphia that year, but only a small number have survived in premium condition. Most coins have been spent, worn, and stored in less than ideal environments. When a coin from this year is found in fine condition with a natural patina and no signs of cleaning or damage, it can still bring interest in the collector community. What makes some 1945 pennies reach astonishing values is the rare combination of excellent condition, full original red color, and sometimes mint errors. Some examples of the 1945 penny in top-graded condition have sold in private auctions for values ranging from $500,000 to $700,000. These high figures are reserved for coins that are among the best-known examples in the world. They have been graded by top certification services and remain untouched with full mint luster even decades later. A fine condition coin would not normally reach such high prices, but it still contributes to the historical record and can be a valuable part of a year set. Collectors who aim to assemble full sets of wheat pennies often seek a coin from each year and mint mark combination. A well-preserved, fine-grade coin from 1945 fills that gap without requiring a major investment. Still, certain fine-grade coins with special features or a unique tone can sell above average market value. Another factor that can increase the value of a 1945 penny is the presence of mint errors. Though Philadelphia was known for quality control, some 1945 coins have been found with striking mistakes such as off-center strikes, die breaks, or double dies. These errors, when certified, can make even circulated coins worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Rare combinations of condition and error types have led to record auction prices well into the high six-figure range. The historical context of the coin adds even more depth. In 1945, World War II was coming to an end. The United States was emerging victorious after years of global conflict. A coin from that year represents a moment in history when the nation was transitioning from war to peace. These pennies were in the pockets of soldiers, workers, and citizens at home. They were used to buy stamps, newspapers, and coffee. Holding one today is like holding a quiet witness to history. For collectors interested in numismatics, the value of a coin is not just its grade or its rarity. It is also its connection to the past and its story. A 1945 penny in fine condition still speaks of careful use and survival through decades. It is a coin that may have passed through generations and still bears the marks of that journey. Whether stored in a collection or passed down in a family, it continues to be a piece of American heritage. Next up, we have the 1958 Lincoln wheat penny with no mint mark in a red shaded. This coin might look simple, but its incredible luster and historical importance have earned it a place among the top high-value coins ever sold at auction. Its story is not just about a coin, but about how condition, rarity, and collector demand can come together to create a true masterpiece of American numismatics. 1958 Lincoln wheat penny was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which is why it carries no mint mark beneath the date. At the time, the mint produced hundreds of millions of these coins, and it was not considered rare by any means. Over 250 million were made that year, which should place it firmly in the common category. But as we have seen time and again in the world of coin collecting, the surface story is never the full story. Among these millions, There are only a few that remain in pristine condition, and even fewer that display the vibrant red tone that collectors' crave. The red shade in question refers to the natural bright red copper color that newly minted pennies have when they leave the press over time. Most coins tone to a dull brown or develop uneven colors due to handling, exposure to air, or simple a Jenga coin that maintains its red color after more than 6 decades is incredibly rare. It suggests careful storage, minimal exposure to air, and absolutely no handling by bare hands. When a coin is certified with the red designation, it immediately gains premium status among serious collectors. Featured 1958 penny is one such example. It remains in immaculate red shade, preserved in near perfect condition, with its original brilliance intact. Coin displays a glossy reflective surface and razor-sharp details from Lincoln's profile too. The wheat stalks on the reverse fields are smooth and clean with no signs of contact marks or scratches. It is a coin that clearly avoided circulation and was likely set aside from the day it was minted. This particular example was graded by a top-tier grading company, which certified it as one of the highest known of its kind. There are less than 10 known in similar grade with full red designation from that year. When it appeared at auction, it was already known among collectors due to its mention in specialist publications and trade forums. It was promoted as a flawless jewel from the last year of the wheat penny era. C 1958 was the final year that the U.S. Mint struck the wheat reverse design before switching to the Lincoln Memorial design in 1959. This gives the coin an added historical touch as it represents the end of an era. When the coin went to auction, it drew attention from both US-based collectors and international buyers. Bidding was intense and multiple collectors placed offers over the 6-figure mark. Within minutes, eventually, the final price reached a record-setting value of $325,000. This is a stunning figure for a coin that originally had a face value of just 1 cent, but such a price makes sense in today's market, and collectors are constantly on the lookout for top pop coins, meaning examples that are among the finest graded. Next up we have coin 1930 for Lincoln wheat penny without mint mark. This coin was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which did not use a mint mark during that time. It belongs to the well-known Lincoln Wheat Cent series, which ran from 1909 to 1958. The coin was designed by Victor David Brenner and features a classic image of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and 2 wheat ears on the reverse. It is composed of bronze made up of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc. The weight is about 3.1 grams and the diameter is 19 millimeters. The obverse side of the coin shows the profile of Abraham Lincoln facing to the right. Above his head is the motto, "In God We Trust." The word liberty is to the left side of the portrait, and the year 1930 is placed on the right. Since this is a Philadelphia coin, there is no mint mark under the date. The reverse side of the coin has the denomination 1 cent in large letters in the center, with the words United States of America directly below the 2 wheat stalks curve along the sides of the coin, giving the series its popular nickname wheat penny. At the top of the reverse is the Latin motto E pluribus unum, which means out of many one. This particular coin is in circulated condition. That means it has been used in daily commerce and shows signs of wear from handling over time. In circulated condition, much of the detail has worn away. On the obverse side, the lines in Lincoln's hair and beard are soft and faded. His coat may be flat and lacking texture. The words around the edge are still readable, but they may not be as sharp as on an uncirculated coin. On the reverse, the wheat ears will have less detail and may appear as outlines with few or no inner lines visible. The rim of the coin may be smoother, blended into the design due to wear. Even with this level of wear, a coin like the 1930 for Lincoln penny remains of interest to collectors. Coins from this year were minted in large quantities, with Philadelphia producing over 219 million pieces. Because of this high mintage, it is not considered a rare coin by date alone. However, the value of any coin can change when certain conditions are met. Circulated examples like this one are common, but coins with strong original surfaces, no signs of cleaning, and even wear are still valued by collectors, especially when they are filling year sets. There are rare and special examples of the 1934 penny that have sold for impressive prices. These include coins in mint state condition with full red color and no visible contact marks. When certified by top grading services and preserved in untouched condition, some of these coins have sold for values between $500,000 to $700,000. These high values are only achieved by coins with extraordinary appeal, extremely high grades, and market demand. Coins in circulated condition do not typically reach such figures, but they still serve an important role in the collector world. There is also collector interest in coins that show errors or striking mistakes. While 1934 was generally a clean year for production, some pennies from this year showed double dies or other forms of mint errors. A coin with a strong and visible error can become far more valuable than a regular coin from the same year. These errors are graded based on visibility, location, and overall coin condition. Even circulated coins with rare errors can bring in high prices depending on demand and scarcity. The year 1934 holds its own place in American history. It was during the Great Depression and the United States was still recovering from economic crisis. Many people were out of work and every cent mattered. Coins from this era remind us of how much value people placed on small amounts of money. A 1934 penny could buy a newspaper, a piece of fruit, or a loaf of bread. These coins traveled through shops, gas stations, and homes across the country. Holding one today connects you directly to the lives of those who lived through that difficult time. Collectors often look for original surfaces in circulated coins. A coin that has been cleaned loses its natural tone and can decrease in value. Original patina and color are preferred even if the coin shows wear. A circulated coin with natural age and consistent wear is more attractive to experienced collectors than one that has been polished or altered. Every mark on the surface tells part of the coin's story and adds character to its journey through time. The 1934 penny is a great example of a coin that is not rare by mintage, but becomes valuable in the right circumstances. While circulated examples are affordable and widely available, the finest known versions can sell for record-breaking amounts. Collectors are always seeking the highest graded and most eye-catching examples of common year coins. These coins are often held in long-term collections and passed down between generations. Next up we have 1945 Lincoln Wheat Penny without mint mark. The coin was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. No mint mark appears below the date. That is typical for coins from this mint. The Philadelphia Mint did not use mint marks on 1-cent coins during that era. The coin was made of bronze. It consists of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc. It carries the familiar wheat reverse design used from 1909 through 1958. The obverse features a portrait of Abraham Lincoln. The reverse shows 2 wheat ears along the sides. Between them are the words 1 cent and United States of America. The Latin phrase e pluribus unum is printed at the top. This coin shows visible dots on the obverse. The dots appear across Lincoln's face and sometimes along the edges. They may look like damage or small raised bubbles. In many cases, these are not due to post-mint wear. Instead, they can result from issues during the striking process. Small impurities in the coin's metal can rise to the surface over time. These are sometimes called planchette flaws. A planchette is the blank metal disc that becomes a coin. If the metal mix was not perfect, the coin might show these spots after striking. Collectors often inspect such coins carefully. They want to know if the marks are natural damage or errors from the mint. If they are genuine mint-related features, they can add interest. They do not always raise value, but they can make the coin more unique. In some cases, experts will classify these flaws as lamination errors. A lamination flaw is when a thin layer of the metal peels or cracks. Other times, the coin might have been struck on a defective planchette. These conditions are documented in coin error references. Some collectors focus only on error coins. They will often see coins like this. The condition of this coin is circulated. This means it was used in commerce. The high points of the design are worn. Lincoln's cheekbone and jawline are less sharp. The lettering remains visible. The date 1945 is still clear. On the reverse, the wheat stalks show wear. Fine lines are faded. The surfaces are dull. There is no remaining mint luster. This is typical for circulated coins. Despite that, the coin still tells a story. It passed through many hands. It survived nearly 80 years. That gives it historical value. Coins like this usually have modest base value. A common 1945 penny in average condition might be worth between 1 cent and $1. However, certain factors can raise that price. If the coin has unusual features, it may appeal to specialized buyers. Dots or planchette marks may draw interest from error collectors. One example of a similar coin appeared at an auction. It showed dot-like bubbles on Lincoln's neck. A grading expert examined the coin. The coin was labeled as having a planchette flaw. It sold for over $150. That is not typical. Most examples will sell for far less. But it shows what is possible when a collector sees something special. The coin was not cleaned. It remained in natural condition. That is very important. Cleaning can ruin a coin's surface. It can make it harder to identify true mint flaws. Experts advise against cleaning coins. Original condition is always preferred.